Good morning, everyone. It is 10:54, so a bit of a late breakfast, but I'm having a leftover quarter chicken from last night. So I cooked 2 of them last night. Just makes it easy breakfast. And then, of course, having my coffee. So in this one, I've got obviously coffee, 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, 3/4 of a cup of coconut milk unsweetened, and then a bit of a sprinkling of Swerve. I just find it takes a little bit of the harshness of the coffee out, although I do use a blonde roast, so it's not too harsh. It's just that sometimes I let it, because I'm using a teapot to make mine, sometimes I let it sit in the teapot for a little bit too long and it gets too strong. But yeah, so this should tie me through for quite a while. Hey everybody, it's just after 6 o'clock and I'm making up dinner, and I thought I'd show you before I put it all together. It is kind of inspired by the chicken pesto casserole with feta cheese and olives. That's on dietdoctor.com, that recipe. But I've changed a lot of things because just what I have in the house, and I'm also kind of winging it for some stuff. But I've just got a bunch of chicken fillet that I've cut up. It could be any chicken. It can be white meat. It can be dark meat. Just know that if you do dark meat, this dish is going to be extremely, extremely fatty. If you're not really into super high fats, I'd recommend then using a white meat, or at least taking the skin off, because I left the skin on my thighs once when I made it, and I loved it, but like it was so rich you could only have like a tiny amount. But anyway, usually if I have this, I have some steamed cauliflower on the side. So today I said, why not just throw it right into the pan and try and cook it? We'll see what happens. So the first layer is like all just cauliflower, and then the layer on top is my cooked chicken that has salt and pepper on it and no salt on it. And then I guess I'll do the Parmesan cheese now. You guys can actually watch me wing it on the fly. Let's see what comes out, how much comes out. Now this is not part of the original recipe. I don't have feta cheese, so I figured I'll sprinkle this on, and then right at the end I'm going to sprinkle some mozzarella cheese on top and maybe like broil it. And then over here I've got it's 1 cup of heavy cream, so 35%, and then 3 tablespoons of green pesto. You could also use red pesto. And so you just kind of pour that on top. Now the regular recipe actually wants 1.5 cups of cream, but I always find that that's so much, there's so much more liquid than solids. So we'll see how this goes. I'll mix it up before I put it in the oven. And so the oven's on 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So they say 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to do full 30 because the cauliflower in there isn't cooked, and I don't know if it's going to, how tender it's going to be when it comes out. And then I'll cover it with some mozzarella cheese and put it in for another few minutes on broil. Alright, so here it is after it baked for 30 minutes, and then I took it out. I sprinkled a little more Parmesan on, and I also sprinkled some mozzarella cheese on, and then put the broiler on. So I've got this nice like browning on top. I didn't put too much mozzarella cheese because obviously this is a really cream heavy dish, so there's already a lot of dairy going on, which can for some people it can stall weight loss, so probably does for me if I have too much of it. But yeah, so I can dish this out and it's gonna be so good. Alright, so here is the final product. It is a bit on the runny side because of, I guess, when the cauliflower cooked, it kind of just created more liquid. I don't know. Anyway, so this is my dinner, and I'm also gonna have the bulletproof fat water that I got from the carb-free cafe the other day. It's just 20 calories, so it's not a big, like, it's not like I'm taking on a lot of calories by drinking this, but it is mango flavored, so I figured that's kind of like my second little treat sweetener thingy going on. So 20 calories, and I wouldn't recommend these, to be honest, because if you look at the macros, it's 20 calories, only 1 gram of fat, and it's 3 grams of carbs. But one of which is xylitol, which most people won't count, but so like you're doubling your carb amount and getting 1 gram of fat for it. So it doesn't really make sense to me why you would really drink this, but I just figured I'd give it a try anyway. So we'll see what it tastes like, but that will be it for today's video, you guys.